spreadsheets. So especially if you want to perform calculations, accounting, and also like day-to-day activities, we usually use spreadsheets. So there are many software will give you the facility. Now what we discuss is Microsoft Excel, but there are many other software as well. Even Google provides Sheets, Google Sheets. It's the same way how Excel works, but then it's based on cloud, the term called cloud computing, which means you don't have to install it in your machine. If you have a browser and an internet connection, then you can use the software, right? So what we have been looking is some of the features, the common tools available for any programming, any application program like Word, PowerPoint. You might see all these. And then even these parts, especially when it comes to perform basic, work, you need to use them. And then the next one is a special features which we will see in Excel only. Now, for example, having cells, we discussed cell ranges last time, how to write down cell ranges and so on, right? So all the columns are using English letters, rows are using numbers, and we have discussed how to get the maximum the column number and the maximum row number. And then when you type something, it will normally type in the formula bar, and then name box will give you where the active cell is. So these are the things that we have discussed last time. And then we discuss cell formatting, which you might already familiar with Word, like changing font, changing size, the bold, italics, underlining, colors, background, foreground, as well as use of borders. Then alignment and positioning. We discussed a couple of ideas. First of all, alignment, left align, middle, and the right align. At the same time, you can have middle align in the top, middle, and bottom. Then wrapping text, that's also we discussed. And then orientation, text orientation, also you can change the way you want in Excel, right? Another thing that we have discussed is use of different data formats. We normally say whatever you type in Excel, you can put it as a number, or you can put it as a money or accounting. There are different ways that you need to form whatever the data you entered in Excel. So in that particular case, you have to select the appropriate one, right? Which one exactly you are going to use, you have to select from here. Right, this is where we have stopped last time. We have been discussing how to use these different symbols. I think we have discussed up to subtract option. Right. Now let me start with here. So let me start Excel as well. And I hope you can repeat the same thing that we have discussed in the class, hopefully, right, at the same time. Right. Okay. Now, let me talk about a couple of things here. Particularly when we discuss this. These are sometimes called arithmetic operators. Any programming language you will come across these simple, operators. So let me share my, Excel. So here's Excel. Last time we discussed how to make use of these cells. So let me put some values. So I'm going to put 10 in A1, right? And 20 in A2, right? Now I'm going to find addition. I will put add, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Can you tell me what should I type here? Let's say I want at 10 and 20.
Equal A1 plus A2.
Yes. Now you might think that you can type like this. This is also possible, right? This is also possible. If you want, you can say equal 10 plus 20. What's wrong with this method? If I put 10 plus 20, you still get this correct answer. Addition of 10 and 20 is 30. My question is, what is the issue if I type like this? If you go back, you can see again here, it's 10 plus 20, right? So what's the problem? Normally, we will not use this way to enter data in Excel. Can somebody tell me what might be the reason we put, cell address instead of 10 plus 20?
When we change the 10 as 15, but this method 30 is not changed.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we use the cell name, then that is changed.
Exactly. We will call this as cell references. Instead of just put the numbers, you use cell addresses, cell references. Whenever you change 10 or 20, then whatever the formula we have written also change with that one. Good answer. Right. Now, having said that, let me change this. Instead of putting 10 and 20, I would like to put A1, right, plus A2. So I will get 30. Now, earlier, now let me, I couldn't explain that earlier. If I put 10 and 20, and if I change somewhere here 15, still we get 30 here, which is wrong, right? So that's why we will put, right, when we have 10, yeah, instead of that, we will put A1 plus A2, which will give us 30. Not only 30, if you change 15, right, we are still getting the correct answer. So remember that. That's why the reason why we are using cell references. Next one, subtract. Yes. How can I write subtract? Let me. What is the expression I should type here? Now for the addition, we said, okay, equal A1 plus A2. Let's subtract from A1 to A2. No need to change the status. So how should I type? So I can say equal, yes, first value is A10, isn't it? Minus A20. Sorry, not A10. I made a mistake. A1 and A2. Sorry. It was my mistake. So we are getting minus 10 here, right? So if you change this to 15, now you will see addition will be 35. Subtraction is minus 5. You see? So that's the beauty. in Excel. Senator, can you tell me like how should I put multiplication here? Yes, equal sign.
Equal A2.
You multiply the two numbers together. So first number is
A1.
A1. Then multiply by
A2.
A2. That's all. So we'll get 200, right? If you change this to 15, now you will see all the three numbers will change. So this becomes 35 minus 5 and this becomes 500. Okay. Dhananji, can you tell me like how to put division?
Equal A1 divided by A2.
Equal A1 divided by A2. 10 divided by 20. So that means half. That means 0.5. So when you change this to 15, you see that everything has changed like this. Okay, so I hope you understand how these different symbols are used, especially use of equal signs, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division in Python. Oh, sorry, in Excel. So let's take another set of function lists, right? Now, when you say adding, let's take addition. Now, when you take addition, let me put some numbers. First of all, let me show you autofill function here. Now, when you say, let's say when you want to type something, let's say you want to type something here, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's say 10. Now, fortunately, we have 10 numbers, but if I ask you to type 100, this might be tedious task. But in Excel, you can do this simply by selecting, if there's a pattern, then you can just select the first two lines, and then you can drag till 10, right? So you will get numbers from 1 to 10. So if it is sequence, you have to select first two. If you select only the first one, yes, it will copy the same value. So make a note of this one, right? If you just use a fill handle. So this is called fill handle. So you see that white colored cross will change into black colored cross, which means right now we are going to perform autofill. Right. Similarly, if I want to have 5, 10 and so on, so you can just say 5, 10, and if you use the autofill handle, you see it goes like the pattern 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. Now, if I go in other way around, let me put 180, and if you go other way around, right? So you will get something like this. You will get, 800, sorry, 180, 60, 40, 20, 0, minus 20, minus 40, minus 60, minus 80, and so on. Okay. So any pattern you can use. Now, for example, even months, right? Things like, let's see, January. Let's put February. So typing the first two is enough, because after fill, we will get how you're going to get the months like this. Autofill function can be used, right? Similarly, let me can say dates like month, Monday, Tuesday, and so on. If you select the first two lines, you are getting like this. So it is very easy when you want to do something in Excel. Right. So let's do another exercise. Right? So that's about the autofilling. Let's start with Dhananji. Dhananji, can you give me a number between 0 to 100?
58.
Okay, we have 58. Okay. Another, okay, net me, can you give a number between 1 to 100?
75.
Okay, 75. So I need to give a number between 1 to 100.
41.
Okay, 41. Right. Okay. Then give me a number between 60 to 100, Dhananji.
72.
Okay, 72. Let me give a number between 60 to 100.
83.
83. Okay. A number between 60 to 100. 10.
61.
61. Okay. Right. Third one, Dhananji, I need a number between 0 to 50.
45.
45. Let me a number between 0 to 50.
33.
33. Okay. Send here a number between 0 to 50.
45. No, 44.
Okay, we have 44. Okay, let's say these are like marks of 3 students. So I'm going to say, okay, this is Amali, this is Noel, this is Saman, right? And let's say this is for maths marks, and this is for, let's say, ICT, and let's say this is for science, right? Okay, so I want to find out the total marks, the 3 students. We have Amali, Noel, and Saman for mathematics. Okay, no, not this side. So this side we will say, okay, total marks. Okay, total marks. So how can I find Amali's total? Yes. Now we know the expression how to write. Yes. Earlier we had 2 numbers. Now this time we have to add 3 numbers. Dhananjay?
Equal
Equal
H6 plus
H6 plus
H7 plus H8.
H7 plus H8. Good. So we can write like this. Right. Let me. Can you tell me how can I add the total marks for Noel?
I6 plus
Okay, we have I6,
I7 plus
I6 plus
I8
7 plus I8. Good. Seniru, can you tell me how to get the total marks for summer?
Equal J6,
J6 plus
J7,
J7 plus
J8.
A8. Right. Now this is perfectly all right to write like this. Okay. Right. Then let's find out average. Now given total marks, how to find average? Dhananjay, can you tell me how can I calculate average marks? We have 3 subjects and total is 175. How can I find the average marks for Amali? Yes. Dhananjay, how do you find average? සාමාන්‍ය අපි හොයන්නේ කොහොමද? විෂයන් තුනක් තියෙනවා අපි එකතුව දානවා. සාමාන්‍ය හොයන්නේ. How can you find out the average value?
Divide by 3.
Exactly. So can you tell me the equation or expression for that for Amali?
Equal H9 divided by 3.
H9 divided by 3. Exactly. So we are getting this. Right. Let me. Can you tell me how can I get the average marks for Noel?
I9
Oh,
divided
yeah.
by
Mhm.
3.
Yeah. So when you say this, first of all, say equal sign, it's a must. And then we say, okay, I9 divide by 3. Okay. Senhiru, last one.
Equal J9 divided by 3.
J9 divided by 3. So you see that we have found out the average marks. If you have too many, decimal places, like I said last time, you can go here, you can adjust number of decimal places. Let me have only 2 decimal places. So this is good. Right. Now, usually we have like 10 or 11 subjects. You can do this. And then you can divide by the number of subjects, and we are getting the average value. Now, one of the issues you might have, like let's say we have 10 subjects. So this is tedious, right? You have to say, okay, H6 plus H7 plus H8 plus and blah, blah, blah. Right. Okay. Okay, so we found out the total and average marks, right? The next thing that we need to do is let's find out things like, okay, what is the minimum marks? What is the maximum marks, right? That's what we are going to do. Now to that, I have to, talk about functions, right? Let me share the notebook again. So to get calculations, we can easily use functions. Now earlier we have written some expressions. Now there are built-in functions. Built-in means developed ones. We have sum, average, max, and min. So sum is to get the summation. Now, for example, right, an average is to find the average, max enough, find the highest value, and find the lowest value here. So if I go back to this, now you see I'm going to delete this set again. This is just using type by hand, one after the other, and it's not good way to do this. So what I can do is I can say equals sum, then I can give it the range of numbers, right? Range of numbers, right? Seniru, can you tell me what are the range of numbers we have to put here to get the total?
H6 to H8.
Yes. If you want, you can say H6. You could have said H6, H7, H8. You could have done this, but problem is, let's say you have 20 subjects, you have to type 20 times, isn't it? Instead, there's a shorter way. We can say, okay, it goes from X6 to X8 directly. So we'll get 175. Right. Dhananji, can you tell me how to get the total marks for Noel using functions?
Equal sum
Mm.
I6 to I8.
Yes, we can say sum, that's a function. So how do you identify? You normally have brackets in between. Within that bracket, you are going to type the values, right? So in this particular case, as Dhananji said, it goes from I6 to I8. Netmi, can you tell me the answer for the last one?
Equal
Hmm.
sum J6 to J8.
Yes, we can say equal sum, we can say J6 to J8. Right, good. Now, similarly, to find the average, you say equal sign average, and then you will give you the range, right? Let me, can you tell me how to get the average marks for Amali using functions?
Equal
Yep.
average
Oh, we can say average. Yes.
H9
Not H9. When you say average marks, you have to give the original marks, not the total. You don't have to give the total. Original marks.
H6 to H8.
Exactly. You have to say H6 to H8. Remember that. H8, not 9. 9 is a total. So we will get original data range. So what this means is, okay, find the average marks between H6 to H8, right? So we will get this. Tenhiru, can you tell me how to find the average for Noel?
Equal average I6 to I8.
We can say I6 to I8. Dharanji, can you tell me the answer for the Saman?
Equal average J6 to J8.
Good. Right. Now, similarly for minimum marks, let's say I want to find out what is the minimum marks for maths. Right? Minimum marks for maths. Yes, Dhananji, can you tell me how can I find the minimum marks for the range of values?
Equal min H6 to J6.
We can say H6 to J6. Good. Right. Senhiru, how can I get the maximum marks for mathematics?
Equal max H6 to J6.
That's all. Right. Netmi, can you tell me how to find the minimum marks for ICT?
Equal
Yes.
H7 to
Mhm. H7 to
J
we can say min,
J7
we can say
J7
H7 to J7 exactly, which will give you the minimum marks. Right? Right. You don't have to type now, because autofill can be used. Now to get this, the last one, you can just click it here, drag, you will get this output. That's a minimum. So likewise 75, click and drag. So you should be getting the correct value. So what this means is, in mathematics, it's a minimum marks is 40, max is 75. And individually, you can find out the average value. Right. I hope you can now understand Excel. Right. Now let's do some activities from the book. We have to go to unit number 2. Okay, we'll go to unit number 2. Right. And then within that, we can have a couple of things. Right? Right. I think we'll go by this. I will share the screen workbook. We'll start with the workbook. There are a couple of activities. So we'll start with activity number 2.1. We'll start with the spreadsheet. We will let me share the screen. Okay, so this is the activity. Right. I want you to open spreadsheet software, whatever you have. If you do not have any, you can even go to Google Docs, Google Sheets, but I think better to have Excel, right? Open Excel. Right. So there are some worksheets. So there's a plus button here where you can add new sheets. Right? Okay, now give it a different name for the worksheet. If you finish, please let me know. If you do not know how to do it, let me know, then I can show you. Okay, open Excel. Right. Then you can go to sheet 1. You right click on it. Rename it. Right. Then delete. When you finish, let me know. So this is my Excel. We have worked here. Right here, you can see sheet 1. So this is the plus button. When you click, you will get a new sheet. When you click, you will get a new sheet. Now I have 2 sheets. If you click, you get another sheet. Okay. And you can rename. For example, you can right click on it. You will get rename. Right. So for example, let me say this is marks. I can rename. I can also rename details, right? So that's the first task. And if you want to remove, you can right click and then you can say delete. Now we have 3 sheets as marks, details, and sheet 3. When I select delete, you will see we end up getting only 2 sheets. Details, again, I can say delete. So now we discuss to create new sheets as well as rename them, and then also to delete them. Okay. Right. Let's move to the next one. In the next one, we are going to create this. Right. We are going to create this sheet. We have we have 7 columns: number, name, Saturday, Sunday, total, printing, and balance. Right. And then we have about 15 students here. So it's about students, right? Collect funds to purchase sport items of students. They issued card to fill boxes for the purpose. It is about money collected during the weekend. Okay, everyone collect money. So Sugat collected 250. On Sunday, Sugat collected 340. Sunday, 250 Saturday, 340 Sunday. And the total will be the addition of 2. And there will be a printing cost of 50, and then this is the balance. So likewise, we have about 15 students and we need to prepare the sheet. Okay, so let's go one at a time. Right now you can start. How do you start? Open a new sheet. Open a new sheet. Get a blank workbook. Okay. So the first step, I want you to type number, name, Saturday, Sunday, total, printing, and balance. Hmm? Right. Now let me share my worksheet. So I'll go to my worksheet. So here is my worksheet. Right. I'm going to use number, name, Saturday, Sunday, total, printing, balance. Type like this, right? So you have to type like this. And change the worksheet name as weekend collection. Now we know the sheet 1, right click on it, choose rename and type weekend collection. We type weekend collection. Yes, you get a new workbook. You type these headings and then you change the sheet name as weekend collection. And next save the sheet. I'm going to save it, file save. Let me go to browse. Maybe I'm going to select documents. I'm going to name it as collection. And I'm going to click save. Now I have saved the Excel file. Now you can see the name here in the title bar as collection because I put the name as collection. Right. Right. So that's the activity, the first activity. Let's move on activity 2.3 now. Now let's type the details of the students. Right. I will share the screen again in the handbook. Type the first first 4 columns. Remaining, I will discuss how to do this. Let's type first 4 columns. That means columns A, B, C, D. Type up to this one. Okay, so now I want you to type the first 4 columns. That means this column, number, name, Saturday, Sunday. That's all. When you finish typing the 15 names, please let me know, then I will proceed to the next one. Okay, so let's type it together. So well, I'll switch to my Excel. So here is my Excel. So I need to type 15 numbers. So I'll type 1 and 2. I select both 1 and 2, go to fill handle, click and drag up to 15. Right. So that's 15. Then we have to type Sugat, Neela, Prabhat, Mahesh, Shereen, Kavisha, Lankesh, Jagat, Suresh, Sagarika, Menaka, Gayan, Prabhat, එක තියෙන පබත් කියලා. පබත්, Hemash, Shanti. Then I will just type the numbers. I'm not going to worry about the formatting yet. So I'll type 250, 450, 300, 200, 290. I miss it. 450. You have to pay enter. Then 300, 200, 290, 500, 650, 350, 200, 150, 130, 455, 230, 160, 150. Right, Sunday, 340, 423, 567, 345, 234, 100, 77, 45, 123, 432, 234, 265, 324, 245, and finally 320. Right, when you finish up to this point, please let me know.
Finish, sir.
Good. Let me
Finish, sir.
okay then. So let's move to the next one. Right. Let's look at the file again. Workbook. Now we are going to write formulas. So what we know is we have to find out the total of Sugant, right? That means we have to add 250 plus 340. So what is the equation we need to write there? So what is the equation we have to write there? Dharanji? We have to find the total. Total is in E2. So in E2, we have to get the addition of C2 and D2. How do you write?
Equal sum C2 plus D2.
Yes. You don't have to write sum here. If you are writing sum, then you have to use commas, not plus. You can just type, because you have only 2, you can just type plus. Either you use sum, either you use plus, but not both, right? So it will confuse you, right? So let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to my Excel sheet. I have to find the total. So this is a very simple one. So I'm going to type C2 plus D2. And when I press enter, I will get the result. Right. Now, for the remaining students, there are two ways we can copy this. You go to fill handle, click and drag. So that is the first way of doing this. Or else, you go to the first line and press Ctrl C to copy, and then select the remaining cells, press Ctrl V for paste, right? So there are two ways you can do this. Either you select this autofill, that's the first method, or else second one, you copy this cell and paste to the remaining cells. Right, two methods we have. When you finish it, please let me know.
Finish, sir.
Okay, good. Let me.
Finish the
Okay. Right. Now let's go to the next one. Let me go back to the page again. The next one is activity number 2.4. We have to add 50 for each student, right? So like in previous case, you can use fill handle or you can use copy paste. Both are working. So I'm going to go back to the Excel sheet. Okay, printing will be 50. And the easiest way to do this is click and drag up to the last point. And please let me know when you finish this.
Finish, sir.
Okay, good.
Finished, sir.
Okay, good. Now, can you, find the balance like I did earlier? Now, balance means you get the total, you have to subtract the printing cost. That is 50. Yes, balance. Netmi, can you tell me the equation for getting the balance value for Sugat? How should I find out the balance?
C2 to D2.
Yes, we have to find out the balance. Balance means the remaining values. That means we have to get the total. For Sugat, it's 590. Printing cost is 50 rupees. So the balance will be you subtract the printing amount from the total. So that means for Sugat, it should be E2.
To F2.
Yes, exactly. E2 to F2. E2 minus, sorry, F. That's what we should get. And then select autofill. Right. Let's continue the next one. We are going to format that. Format the sheet. Now formatting means we are going to select all the borders, right? Now for that, I'm going to select the whole range from A1 to G60. I'm selecting everything like this. Right, then I go to borders. Now here you can see the borders. And in the borders, I'm going to select all borders. Select all borders. Once you select all borders, now you see borders around all the cells. Once you finish, please let me know. Right.
Finished, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to fill colors. So for each row, I'm going to use different color. So I will first select the first row, and I go to fill colors. I will fill some colors. Yes. Then I'm going to select name. Fill with some colors. Right. You can choose whatever the color you want. Another set of colors.
Finish, sir.
Okay. I have put some colors. Let me know when you finish it.
Finished, sir.
Okay, good. The next one, can you hear now? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So let's put headings. We make them bold, right? Select the heading row. You select the heading row. Click on bold.
Finish, sir.
So I can select alignment from here. I can center line. So the numbers also I can center line. The others we can keep it as it is. Right now Saturday, Sunday, these are currency values. These are currency values. So we need to change it to currencies. So I'm going to select Saturday. From general, I'm going to select currency. Right. In my case, I got this dollar sign. If you want to change this, you can go to more symbol, currency. Okay, symbol is here. So I'm going to select it, the symbol Sri Lanka. Let me check. Maybe I will share the whole screen. Screen 1. Okay. So I'm going to select the currency symbol here. It's dollar right now. What I need is to select the rupees. So I'll go to Sri Lankan rupees. Are there Sri Lankan rupees? It says, okay, rupees, Sri Lanka. I will select that one and click OK. So I should be getting this. I'm going to select this again. Select currency. In this particular case, I can go to change the currency, and then I can select. Yes, LKR is also here. Since in the book it has given rupees, so I will select rupees. Right, like this. Right. Okay, I think that's all we have. I think we should get a similar look in the sheet. And with that one, we finish for today. So basically we finish Excel part. Right. Okay. So why don't you share your screens? Senator, can you share your screen, share your screen so that I can see whether you have completed? No, I have shared. Now you should be able to. Okay, so here is a Senhiru's work. Okay, I can see the color selection as well as formatting. Okay, this is good. This is fine. So how about Dharanji? Can you also share your screen? Right. Dhananji, can you try to share your screen? I'm okay. Netmi, can you share your screen? I was waiting for Dhananji.